I have already, in the early weeks of the morning, posted the housekeeping rules on guidance on how to make the best of this 7-day fertility day. This is a free educational fertility day that educates and empowers intending parents and those interested in improving their wellness and adopting easy, sustainable lifestyle modifications. If those are the interests that you have, then you are the right place. So this 7-day fertility day is for those category of people. So the participation, you can only join and participate. You can only participate when you join us on our WhatsApp group. That is where most of the communications will be happening. On the WhatsApp group, there is a closed fertility coaching group. It's free for now. And on our Facebook group, that's the Soprecious lifestyle. That's the name of the Facebook group. Then if you want to join us on the WhatsApp group, the information has already been shared in, even when we did the launch of the 7-day fertility there. Okay, I'm super excited, and this is my natural face. For those of us that we communicate with that in the group, I'm sure you see this face very frequently. All right, so I often say that the fertility exercise, the fertility improvement plan is a we game. It's something that is best done with the couples together, even when one of the couple has been scientifically proven to be fine in terms of analysis and tests. It's important that it is done together. And also, because it is done together, there is a strong support system. Both teams are working together for one purpose. It's more productive that way. And the theme for today is the day 1 of the Soprecious fertility day. The theme for today is identifying minor factors, which comes under your preconception tests. Okay, and we're going to talking about three things. And when we mention the theme, I will just read out just a little bit for those that have not joined the WhatsApp group yet. Today we're talking about daring you. I'm daring you to clean up your diet. I'm daring you to get updated preconception test. Then the third day is for you to identify your minor factors, and I'm going to explain what we mean by those. Okay, so for cleaning up your diet, I'm going to read out some things that you need to give attention to. But first, I will take the minor factors. A lot of times I use those words, minor factors, or you hear me say critical minor factors. Minor factors more or less is like anything. It can be anything at all that is standing between you and having your baby. Okay, this can be anything that impacts the body or inhibits it from doing what it ought to do, because the body was made to conceive. The way God made it is that when a man sleeps with a woman, with the right circumstances at the right time, the woman is supposed to conceive. So if there are things that are making this biology not happen, this can be considered as minor critical factors. I added the word critical because if it's standing in your way, come on, it's critical. It's something that demands your attention. So for example, when a hormone is released and it doesn't get to its destination, or your body is reacting in a way that it shouldn't, is responding to a stimuli. This could be stressed to simple things like you're not sleeping properly, you're not exercising, you're eating too much carbs, you're eating at the wrong times of the day, you're not taking enough water. These are all minor critical factors. It could also be that your environment has a lot of toxins that you need to give attention to. So because these things can directly or indirectly impact on your fertility potential. So it's important that you give it attention. Anything that is creating endocrine disruption, I talked about this in detail in our previous videos on YouTube. You can find us on YouTube, Soprecious Lifestyle. That's our YouTube channel. Hormonal imbalance. This, when hormones are not properly produced or when they are produced in excess. So our goal going today, remember that I said that the things that we're discussing in every day of these 7 days are things that we want you to now adopt as lifestyles. So the goal is to find these triggers, these critical minor factors, to find them in your daily activity. And that is why if you are in our focus group and you have not responded to those preliminary modality for introduction, there are some critical questions for basis that I asked on the group. If you have joined us and you have not responded to them, it's important that you do, because you see, no two fertility illnesses are the same. Even when two women are diagnosed of fibroids, no two fibroids are the same. Then we're talking about where is the fibroid growth relocation, which part of the body is it located. These are all different for different women. So it's important that you respond to that, because one of the critical questions there is, what did the doctor say? What is the doctor's report? Because I often say it's not enough to say, oh, they said this, what have you done with that result? So it's important that you answer those questions in the modality of introductions that we posted on the group. I often tell people, we are here to help you however you want to achieve your having your little one in your arms, whether you're going natural or you're going through assisted reproduction. Because you see, assisted reproduction is not a magic bullet. It's not that bullet that they shoot into your vagina and voila, you're pregnant. It takes a healthy egg and a healthy sperm to have a healthy fetus. So if the egg quality is bad and the sperm cells need some support, the likelihood of having a healthy fetus, the chances are very low. So when couples have multiple minor factors throwing shades at them, it's important that this is addressed. If not, IVF does not stand a chance. Okay, so I'll just list some of minor factors that you could give attention to. Take a paper and a pen or take notes in your notepad and make this list, because that's the first task for today. You're going to list out not just this, you're going to do a self-appraisal and look at which of these minor factors relates to me. It's a time of truth. It's a truth that only you can tell yourself. And if you're badass and really daring about this activity, you'll be shocked. At the time, the minimum we have gone as far as identifying up to 30 critical factors in one couple. So there are lots of them. So I'll just give some examples, like your doctor's diagnosis, anxiety, poor diet, probably you're not taking enough water, your hormones are imbalanced, you're stressed, environmental toxins, not exercising or not exercising consistently, or you're having inconsistencies with your healthy diet, or you have a sweet tooth, or you have low morphology and motility. I'm talking about your sperm, the sperm analysis now. Or you take a lot of soda, sweet drinks, what you call your soft drinks, or a non-healthy diet. I talked about not taking enough water. These are all minor critical factors. They may seem little, but when you have a combination of 2 or 3 or 4 of them or more throwing shades against you in your lifestyle, in your diet, you can be sure that this can be traced to the doctor's report. So it's an awesome start. And the more brutal you are with yourself, that is why it's called a dare. I'm daring you to take this step to identify this minor critical, because you cannot address what you have not identified. So you need to make a list of these minor critical factors and tell yourself some home truths. Then the next step is we'll now have to put hands together to tell you how to replace them with better lifestyle. That is why we're here. So we need to recognize these minor factors, and the better you go about changing them. All right. So for example, if you're always stuck in traffic in probably live in an urbanized states like Lagos, you always have to have these healthy snacks around you. Okay, if one of your critical factors is to drink water, I had to get this. I gather cups a lot, drinking jugs, I gather them a lot. So I have this everywhere. I have in my office, I have in my car, I have different ones, and they're attractive. So I have a reminder of my phone of how to up my water intake. And if you're actively procreating, 3 liters of water is your consumption rate every day. Filtered water, of course. I talked about it in various the previous videos. So you see, what you learn in these 7 days is what the mainstream medical fraternity will consider normal. Like I said, what is considered normal might not be normal for optimal fertility. So what you need to do is to consider these your minor critical factors. It's a lot of issues that are affecting your fertility. So if your body is trying to sort out these issues, it may shut down the essential processes like reproduction. So today we're talking about importance of your minor factors. Then another thing we're talking about is preconception test. A lot of times we do with people and I ask them, you say, we've done all the tests, and they said it's fine, everything is fine, the guy is fine. When did you do the test? They'll tell you 3 years ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. Please, you can ask your doctor. Any test that is more than a year old, a lot can happen in 365 days. It's not valid, because a lot of things have changed within this time range. So if your test that you're working with, the information you're working with is over 1 year old, you need to run preconception test. It's very, very, very critical. Okay, so you need to run those tests, and when you respond in your modalities response respond that their test is valid or you're going to run them. These are very, very critical. Now, of course, I emphasize is in our terms and conditions for participating in this day, everything we discuss here, you could run by your doctor. We do not advise you to take up any day or any information that we share on our platforms without going through your doctor, consulting your doctor. Is that fine? So the third day for today, your task for today is the no day. No flour products anymore. What this means is anything made with flour. I don't care if it's, we have a lot of healthy shops right now. They say gluten-free, low-calorie-free bread, gluten-free bread. If it's bread, it's bread. Probably because of my experience, my almost 10-decade experience in food production. If there is a flour, there is a difference between optimal health and optimal fertility. If you are actively procreating, this note there is for you. Of course, I have rice and all that in the house because I have indigent children that I take care of. I have other people in the house, growing children that I take care of and all that. But I have to have my own food in the house, the kind of things that I eat in the house. So I'm not tempted to eat the same thing. So you have to keep the healthy things around you, because if you're feeling peckish, you're feeling hungry, and you don't have the things that you ought to eat around, you're going to indulge in the unhealthy meals, of course. So no flour products, that means no cakes, no pizza, no bread, no biscuits, no cookie. Those of you that have cookie jar beside your bed, you have to replace them with nuts jar. Of course, I'm going to send a lot of information on the platforms on how, why, and how you can make healthy replacements with these ones, because it's not just about removing them from a diet. You need to replace them with the right things. So no rice. Rice is an acid forming. I'm going to keep referring. I said that this book is your manual, is a manual for this day and so many other conversations that we're going to be having. This book dealt a lot on, a lot of things that I have shared in this book. I'm going to presume that you have read them, so I'm going to just refer to them. I'm not going to start reading the book for you. So if you've not gotten your copy, it's in over 80 locations all around the world, within and outside Nigeria. We are already shipping to Ibadan today, and we have a lot of locations that are cropping up, people that are opting to be pickup locations. If you've not gotten your copy, you need to, because a lot of our conversation are going to, chapter 7 talks about nutrition and fertility. So it deals with a lot of options that you can use to replace this unhealthy diet. Chapter 10 talks about dietary interventions for fertility in neonates. This is where you're going to read about the correlation between rice and fibroids, between flour products and PCOS. So we're going to be sharing a lot and referencing from this book. If you've not gotten your copy, you need to. All right. So no flour products, no rice, no refined sugar, no artificial sweetener. That's your stevia and all that. No honey. You can live without it. Trust me. You can. No swallow, that means no semo, no wheat. Okay, you like I meant, there is I'm going to be sharing recipes with time and how to make these meals under a budget. With of course, in this book we have even money saving tools that can help you maximize money, because people think, oh, eating healthy is expensive. The reverse is the case. There are a lot of, each chapter comes with money saving tool. Each chapter, where we're not just telling you what to do, we're also telling you how to save money doing them. So that, because fertility journey is a very expensive route, so we want to help you maximize and make the best of it. No fries, no fried plantain, no fried akara, no fried yam, no fried anything. If you must eat any of this food, they need to be cooked, or steamed. You cannot fry your food, because like I said, these are not good for optimal fertility, and these are the tasks for today onwards. So on the group, we're going to be communicating how you're going to replace this thing. How do you mean, I should not swallow? What should I now eat? So we're going to be sharing a lot about this, all right? So replacements, I'm going to say you have to get your nuts, cashew nuts, groundnuts. There are a lot of nuts and seeds. I'm going to give you options of them on the group. Juiced vegetable. Today, henceforth, you have to juice your vegetables. Of course, in the previous videos, I talked about how to wash and bring home your vegetable before cutting them and blending them. So you juice them. I'm going to share more details about this. At least thrice in a week, you need to take juiced vegetable, either your ugu, your spinach, your green. You have to take, and they have to be fresh. Juice them depending on the quantity of vegetable you're using and quantity of water. You juice, you strain, and you drink without adding any sweetener 3 times in a week. I also will be sharing with time some smoothie, combinations that are fertile, friendly, and also nuts and seed. And I talked about your 3 liters a day filtered water. So that is the day for today. onwards. So we're going to be sharing. If you have challenges with this, you need help, you need support. How do I do this? How do I do this? What about this? Can I eat this? Can I do this? These are the questions to ask, and now is the time. So let's do it, and I'll see you on the platforms. Keep eating healthy and keep keeping your fertile body ready for preconception.